Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone's been enjoying their weekend. Nice and relaxing, doing something fun, etc., etc. Hold on, I'm getting my chat pulled up real quick. There we go. Okay, so getting started. We're going to go ahead and get a VOD started right away. That's got to soak. I got a baguette, some crusty bread. You can hear the dog growling. There we go. So I'm gonna get 2 cups worth. We're gonna soak it in milk. Make sure our meatloaf is nice and fluffy and delicious. We're doing about 3 pounds. What happened? They fumble again? My wife is watching football, so if you hear her get excited, that's why. Alright. Got my whole milk. Let that soak some more. There we go. So let that sit for 5-10 minutes. Absorb. Let's get the rest of the meatloaf stuff going. Been a pretty chill weekend for me, which is nice. I appreciate that. Don't always want everything to be a, million miles a minute. Get that fresh parsley. This is going in the meatloaf. We will also have some later for garnish. Okay. So I got some sauteed red green peppers that I used yesterday for my scramble. It was not on stream, that was just dinner for us. I've got a bunch of sauteed onions. There we go. Heavy on the onions. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our 2 pounds of meat. Okay. Seasonings. Do you mind, um, closer to halftime or so, washing the paddle for the mixer? Thank you. Got our meatloaf mix. Okay. Go ahead and add our eggs. 3 eggs. 1 egg per pound is what I tend to do. It works really well. There we go. 3 eggs. Wash my hand. Okey. Got a little bit of Worcestershire. MSG. Nice little umami boost. Cayenne for a little heat. Pepper, little red pepper flake, the same. Black pepper. I'd be afraid to go a little bit heavy on that just because, it is 3 pounds of meat. Onion powder. You don't have to go too crazy on that just because we already have onions in there. Garlic salt. So we're hitting garlic and salt with that. Okay. A good portion of these could get put away. Garlic salt can stay, pepper can stay, Worcestershire can stay. Okay. So now, see our bread has absorbed all that milk. We'll see how the crusts go. Alright. So, go ahead and get my hand in there and mix this by hand. I've got extra breadcrumb in here just in case we end up a little bit too wet. Yeah, it's a little too wet. Let's see if that's enough. I need to add more on here. Yeah, all my meatloafs don't really have a recipe. I kind of just throw whatever sounds good for the most part. So, like using the leftover peppers and onions. We also don't want to work this too much. The whole point of the panade is so that it's nice and easy. Hold together. Alright, I'm liking the consistency here. It seems like it'll stick together. We make it into a shape. Obviously, because that's what you do. It's a meatloaf. It's gotta be a loaf. The crust of that bread is not disintegrating quite as much as I hoped it would. Maybe if you pick a bread, pick a less crusty bread. Eh. Worst comes to worst, you might have like a little bit of a bready piece in there.
Hold on.
That sliced whatever bread I used last time, that white bread, worked really well.
I don't remember what bread it was.
I don't remember either. It also seems like that was a very quick first quarter. Anyway, we got our meatloaf. I should probably preheat the oven. Got my sheet tray. There you go. Oiled, marking. I'm excited for meatloaf. I love meatloaf. My wife was requesting this a lot, which I'm happy. Sorry, 3 pounds could be basically a baby. Make it thicker and longer. But I wish there was like a degree in like meatloaf molding, because I would have it. Like, some people have a lot of God-given. I feel like mine's meatloaf shaping by hand. Sorry guys, there's a lot of washing in between things so I don't touch clean things and get meat on it. Okay. So next up, go ahead and insert my thermometer. We're going to take this baby to a nice 160. Alright, so we're going to let that hang out until the oven gets preheated. It'll take hour 15-ish, give or take. I need to wash this. I got a little bit of meat on it real quick. What's he barking about? Huh?
I don't know. There was nothing.
I didn't know if there was a package delivered or something.
Nope, there was nothing.
We do occasionally get fireworks for, the Chiefs winning or scoring, but
No, we're just losing.
they're losing, so I don't know. Maybe you heard somebody throw a chair. Sorry, I'll try and speed that along.
No problem.
Cutting board cleaned, sanitized. Let me go ahead and just rub this spot real quick. There we go. Next up, I have red onions and I have more parsley I need to cut. Parsley. This is for garnish. I don't think I took a picture at the beginning of all my stuff. Oh well. I guess Craig's wife will just have to guess how I made everything. She's the wife of one of the people from our comic book shop who very much super interested in all the cooking we do. Gets real excited every time I post the pictures of the stuff we make. Craig could care less, but his wife, she's into it.
I'd let him know.
Yeah, and lets him know. I love the stories where he's doing something and it says his wife comes running in, which I very much doubt because they're in their late 60s and they don't sound very active. He's like, look what Chris made! Pizza! Just like, yep.
It's what excites him.
It is what excites her, and I'm glad she's got that. Not everybody's got that. Alright, what order to do this? I'm actually going to put the buttermilk back in the fridge. Excuse me. We'll pull it out. But I don't think the onions need to soak very long. It's not like trying to break them down like chicken. I do have a green bean bowl here. A lot of green beans can fit in here. Yeah, it was terrible. My wife was asking about the smoked brisket at Chipotle. I tried it. Not a fan. Funny commercials make something look good? No. Why would they do that? Okay. We're at 260, so we're still a little bit away. There. I feel like this would be a better one for my onions, so I'm gonna go with this other one, and we'll just deal with it. Just deal with it. I wish there was a dog here who likes green beans, who would be interested in some, but, you know. There's no dog here to receive the green beans. Give her. Do you want these green beans? Okay. He took one, now he's running off with it. I had 3 in my hand. You know? As you can see, here's the other 2. He'll come back for them. You watch. Should go add that one. Ooh, I can hear the chomp. Alright, so olive oil, my squeezer, garlic salt, black pepper, as you can see, we've got nice coating. Might have went a little too many green beans for the pan, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Some will get a little bit crispier than others. How about that? Okie dokie. 330. I'll go ahead and get a picture, and then we'll move on to potatoes. Oh, there's that dang fly I was trying to kill. Alright, turn that to roast. 425. Why? Go to the door and you can leave. Doggone flies. Alright, I got a bunch of potatoes that I'm going to. Skipper, do you not want this this little bean? Come. Why are you being such a barky boy? He did not run off this time. Alright, pulling out our potato. That's a big potato. Screw it. We can make a bunch of potatoes.
No, I need to finish.
Yeah. I still have to wash all these, so. Yes, but you've got like 30 minutes to do that. That's how long it's going to take for. No, stay away from that. This fly is just doing rounds. Oh, he stopped. I missed, and he didn't go out. He buzzed the cat, and the cat did nothing. The cat did nothing, guys. This is where I'm going to put the potatoes after I'm done scrubbing them. Oh. You punk. He's on one of the bottles of alcohol. I'm not going.
Don't smack that.
I'm not going to. Why I told you though. I had debated it. And now I lost it. Ah. The oven has finished preheating. Alright, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I once again forgot to move the doggone rack. How many times am I going to do this to myself? Look at this bad boy. It's like a normal potato. Yeah.
All that to that.
Excuse me?
We're not playing great, but we managed to down the quick on the one.
Oh.
At least that.
Well, I don't think you can talk about the game. I think technically that's owned by the NFL and you could get in trouble.
Hopefully they can hear me.
Well, that's why I'm trying to not comment on it very much. No, you're fine, because I'm making comments myself. Are you excited for me to make some onion straws?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever made like straight up onion straws. I tried to make some shallot fried shallots at
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving,
remember that.
but this will be completely different.
I think it was in salad.
Huh?
Didn't you burn the salad?
Well, they went from like nothing to like burnt in like a matter of like 15 seconds.
Yeah. That's what I remember.
Also, the shallots you just threw in there, this we're coating. Like this will be a full-on like dredge and everything. I have buttermilk.
Yeah.
Now, do I need to do this? No. Am I doing it? Yeah. I think we're gonna have a lot of onion straws.
We're gonna have a lot of.
Yeah, well, I figure meatloaf is an easy lunch. But yeah, the onion straws, I'm doing 2 whole onions worth of straws. And they're supposed to keep for like 3 or 4 days. So you can take them with your lunch, or you can just take them as a snack, or you can eat them for breakfast. You have options. Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. The dog has still not come back for the other 3 days. Surprise, surprise. Okie dokie, artichokes. These can go over here. While we wait. The pan that the potatoes are going to go in is here. Alright. Just trying to cut off some of the stuff. Middle. We're going for pretty even-sized cubes. That way we have consistent cooking. Now, baby reds are not a consistent, like, mashed potato. But there's a couple places that do it as a mashed potato, and I really like them. Cheesecake Factory did this, I believe. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I just like a good chunky mashed potato. My wife, not so much. Although she married me, so that's her problem. I meant I was the chunky mashed potato.
Right, chunky mashed potato.
Yeah. Awful. It would be an awful name to be called by your wife. A little chunky mashed potato. You're so fluffy. Wait. We're gonna make mashed potatoes out of this, and my goal is to let's go for the big boy. I have to do this in the thirds. There we go. Oh, she's a slider. You okay?
Yep.
Oh. But you gotta knock that out. It's a weird stuff in that one. Interesting. He was so jumpy today. Occasionally find missing spots. There we go. Waxy potatoes. Let me just get some water on here just so we don't stick. Alright, guys, we're at 2% on our meatloaf. Per my thermometer. Ooh, excuse me. Kind of came out of nowhere. Anyone got any big plans for this week? Got any lurkers that want to chat or say hello? I feel like Sunday's not a great time for... I either have a really great Sunday stream or it is dead AF. I always feel weird just talking to myself. Was that at the commercial or my comment? Yeah. Do you talk to yourself a lot?
Yeah, but I'm an only child, so it's a little more normal.
Oh. The only time I ever really talk to myself is when I'm like playing a game or watching a movie. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome, or something like that.
I do it more in my head now, but like...
I narrate in my head sometimes, but that's about the extent of it. I don't like, I feel like I have to be saying stuff to be interesting for streaming, which is true. But I wouldn't say it's something that I normally do very often. Which is why I feel like I struggle with it a little bit. Which is why when I usually have people watching or hanging out, I feel like I do so much better. But honestly, I'm just happy because I'm confident in this meal, knowing it'll be good.
It is one of my favorite meals that you make.
What is your favorite meal to make?
Wow. My favorite meal that you make?
Yeah.
Meatloaf is up there.
Is it? That's surprising. I mean, it's not, but it is.
Meatloaf. I like fried rice that you make.
Yeah, you do really like the fried rice.
It's gonna sound dumb, but I like burgers.
It's not dumb. People love hamburgers. I kind of thought you'd say pork chops.
Well, so it's the pork chops. It's like a combo meal. It's you make the pork chops, and then the next day I get fried rice a lot of the times.
Well, that's because I did it like twice, and now you just like
I associate them together.
You're like the dog, and you're just like, well, that means I'm gonna have to have it every time, right?
Because like I really like the pork chops you make, but I also really like having the fried rice afterwards.
Well, if I could get like a real wok, it would be a lot easier. Not like baby's first wok that holds like nothing. I know I shouldn't complain about it, but I do because it's very underwhelming. Anyway.
I also like more recently have enjoyed the stuffed peppers you've made.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Isn't it with pork that you do that?
I have made it with pork.
I mean, you've done different meat with it, but I really like the stuffed peppers as well.
I mean, I could see that being a pretty common family meal.
Yeah.
Stuffed peppers is like a regional thing, surprisingly. Did you know that?
No?
Yeah, there's some regions that do it, and other people have never even heard of it. We're in the region that does it, obviously. My mom made stuffed zucchini boats, is what she called them. They were awful. You would have hated it. See, I have a very hard time thinking of my favorite meals. Because I always feel like whenever you like meet somebody else who cooks, you're always like, what's your best thing? And I'm just like, I don't know, variety. I like trying new things. Is that so bad? I don't know. I'm pretty partial to the spaghetti, but like I feel like that spaghetti is very non-traditional. Like I wouldn't enter it in a contest. I feel like I'd upset every Italian I've ever met if I were to like try and sell that or not sell. You know what I mean? I think the paella.
I've enjoyed paella when I've had it as well.
Well, it's funny. We've got the paella sofrito in the freezer. We have to use, so we'll have to make it 2 more times in like the next like month and a half.
Let me be sad about it.
Well, it was more of a like. I feel like I got to figure out a way to like make it more interesting than just like
pork chops in it.
I don't like that. We got plenty of potatoes. All right. I'm gonna get these wet and get them going. Add some salt. And next we're gonna start the fried onions. There we go. I'm trying to do this in what takes the most time and work my way down. The fried onions will take 2 to 3 minutes to actually fry.
But there's prep.
Yeah, it's just getting oil ready. I'm using a ton of big dishes, so I apologize.
I feel like I could take a nap. It just may mean a community for tomorrow. You may have to run a second load in the middle of the day of the dishwasher.
That's fine. Tomorrow is pork chops with the applesauce, rice pilaf, and butternut squash roasted. Assume you have no issues with any of those.
Mm.
What are you allowing?
We got. Can I at least say that I'm shocked this isn't worse than it is?
My streaming?
No, the thing I'm not allowed to.
Oh, the football.
It's right behind you. It's buzzing around up there.
Yeah, it figured out where it can go that I won't chase it. Multiple times it's gone over to the
Door?
The door, and I've been like, stay there. I'll come let you out. We can make this easy.
We can have an agreement.
Yeah,
Nobody needs to die.
I try to do that because it's easier than a lot of the like, other options.
Well, that's clean up.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're gonna cut this onion in half. I saw this bone in half.
I don't know why I would do this to myself. I have like 90% cleanness and I'll leave it in the sink and then
It's dirty again.
And then it's dirty again.
I don't know.
It's just what I do, and it's so. I'm sure it drives you crazy.
I plead the fifth. I've learned to sometimes it's right here. To sometimes just keep my mouth shut, and then other times I can't help it because I have a comment that's too good. I'm willing to eat the repercussions. Whether that's a good thing or not, probably not.
It was my moment.
My wife is trying to fly hunt.
I'm not good at it. Your family's great at it.
That's because we leave doors open, get lots of flies, so we've had lots of practice. My parents, I ordered a book months ago from Barnes & Noble, and apparently it had my parents' address in there from like when I lived there was the last time I ordered something from Barnes & Noble. I generally just go and get it.
You mean, oh, yeah.
Like physically just go when it's out. Or I've ordered it through Amazon a lot. But I've been trying to support more book businesses because I used to be very anti Barnes & Noble. But that's because I was a huge Borders guy. Borders was my life. So was not a huge Barnes & Noble fan when they bought Borders and closed like the one I used to go to all the time. But after they became the only thing in town, you learn to not care. By not care, I just mean like the old any port in a storm.
If you were more spry, you could catch this one.
Nope, it went right past her, and she didn't even notice it.
That's what
like,
I mean.
into her face.
That's what I mean.
Okie dokie. Artichoke.
They used to care about books when they were younger.
Yes, same could be said of anyone who liked Looney Tunes.
Okay, you got to shit.
Get out of here.
Like a ball working in the distance. You got to feel. So hopeful there's something out there, and there's that.
Don't tell my boy to be tan.
You literally said from supper.
I know.
What's wrong with you, huh? You're finally awake after getting
Trying to separate them as much as possible. There we go. I like that. Let's cut another one. I finished the Legend of Zelda, if you couldn't tell.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's right there next to the Switch.
I thought that was the case.
Well, it's the case with the game in it.
Yeah. Did you ever hear your dude?
Yeah. He became the best thing for like the last.
For like Endgame?
Yeah. There's like a dojo for like combat challenges. That the last like piece of heart was there. So I had him unlocked. It took me to level 9 on the thing to be able to use him. And then at level 10 or 11, I got the one down.
You didn't like that?
Or where he was a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So I ended up using him for all of the combat stuff, which made that stuff easy. Like, no effort most of the time. Most of the time. There was a couple of like specific ones that were a little more difficult. The boss of one of the bosses, it basically just destroyed it.
Yeah.
And then, you know how you get that sword fighter form? So there's a lot of like, oh, you can do the sword fighting?
Yeah.
Well, for the final dungeon, you give it back. And all you can use is your echoes.
Ah.
So,
so
that echo just basically did everything for me. Because you can resummon it at any time. You just can't have two.
Yeah.
It also isn't hard to kill. Like, he's like, oh, you know, if it hits you, it'll one-shot you. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of you don't need to do it for pretty long into the game. Those ones are really long. I'm not going to use it.
Someone has energy.
Because he didn't go to the
Way to distract him. You want to get out here? You want to
Well, I have another green bean. Do you have another dragon?
He went like this once and you distracted him.
Perfectly landed on his back.
You got it. I just saw the look on his face like, what?
Hey, we've all been there.
Been struck by green?
Well, you've seen how broad my back is. We've all been like, there's something there, I can't get it, help me. I commonly have my wife have to scratch my back. I think I've made a mistake. I think there's going to be a lot of onion straws.
That's just the theme for tonight. Because you were just keeping like, there's going to be a lot of this.
Well, I feel like they're going to be relatively addicting, so you've got that going for you. Alright, so we've cut all that, and now we're just going to cover them in buttermilk. That was all the buttermilk. Go. We have 57 minutes left on the meatloaf. We're going to start the onions. Okay. Done with this. I'm going to clean my knife right now just because we've got time. Oh. So there's that. Need that AP, baby. This is all-purpose flour. We'll start that and see if we need to add more later. Garlic salt. Black pepper. You gotta really season the hell out of any sort of dredge. That Some pep. Some sweet pep. It's not sweet paprika. It is paprika. I'm just calling it sweet. We already have garlic. We have onion. Maybe a little cayenne for a little bit of heat. Not a ton. He was going to have heartburn. Alright, I'm going to use this later, so I might as well just use it now. Okay, we got that. When this says 45 minutes left, I will pull it out and put some barbecue sauce on it. Get out of here, fly. God dang, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, fly. That's what I'm going to do. Just get a picture of my stuff. Alright, time to get some oil and time to get a fry. Peanut oil? You like peanut oil?
I don't know that I have a preference. I'm not allergic. Is it because you're out of your other one?
No, it's because I just want to use the rest of it up. Get out of here. There we go. A mist.
Oh.
Alright. I'll make sure all of our onions are submerged. Oh, he's in the trash bag! Do you think I'm quick enough to close the trash bag?
No.
You're right.
I mean, that wasn't anything against you.
It was because one side was down. If it had been at the top, I could have and gotten it. But, yeah, I know it's behind me.
Mocking you.
It hasn't left me alone. I wish there was a good way to show this. Not oh yeah. Probably. You didn't see that?
I didn't. I heard it.
No, I meant chat didn't see it. If there's no one in chat, then it didn't happen, right? Right? Please. Please. Oh! No, the leg that you tore off the other day is...
Okay. I went to move it, it popped off. It wasn't like I purposely tore it off.
She tore it off. Okay, there we go. A mushroom. Gonna do with the mushrooms. We're close, but we're not cigared. That made no sense. Made no sense. just how I wanted it. So I'm foregoing the wire rack to go with paper towels. They absorb more oil. Or so I've been told. Oh yeah, I didn't clean my knife. Is the dishwasher clean?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually have reached a point where I have a little bit of time. Also, there's half a baguette left if you'd like to eat that for any reason. You could probably,
Like cut a slice and put some butter on it?
yeah, you probably microwave it to give it back a little bit more life. Does that make sense?
Would you rather hold off because dinner is not crazy far away?
I'd rather you do whatever you want. It's been like the last couple of meals. You'll get really hungry once you start eating.
What timer are you using?
That one?
Oh, yes.
The thermometer timer?
That's right.
God, do you know what Why?
Are you doing... Oh, no, you won't. I was going to say if I just tear a piece off.
No, go for it.
And then I realized what you did.
I had to lead by example. Alright. According to my thermometer, we had 38 minutes. It jumped a bunch. So I'm going to pull out my barbecue sauce. I have changed my mind on which barbecue sauce I want to use. Going with my favorite, Wyandotte Barbecue. It's a local one. Silicone brush.
Why? Do you think I should put it in the microwave? And not just eat it?
I just dealt with the hard side because that was the side that was exposed to a lot of air. So if you think it's fine, then that's perfectly great. I'm happy. A big loaf. Here we go. For your viewing pleasure. I told you I should have a degree in meatloaf. Shaping.
You like meatloaf?
Yeah, I know, but look how perfectly
The
formed
artist
this is. Yeah. We're basically out of this barbecue sauce.
Oh, we'll have to go get more?
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to have...
Oh, next time we're over here?
Yeah. Next time you're like, let's go to Dos Reales. And you're like, well, Wyandotte is right next to it.
I was going to say that.
Or we can just go eat Wyandotte.
Yeah. Whatever.
Did you say por favor?
I said whichever.
Oh, I thought you said por favor. I'm like, interesting. I thought you took French. I believe you took French.
I took German. Right, which you keep trying to convince me of. not pregnant, his wife.
No, you're Craig's wife's daughter-in-law.
That's the suit.
You're gonna sue me for saying that? Look at this guy's suit. Yellow?
Yeah.
All right. We got potatoes that bubbling. Did turn down the temperature. Gonna move it a little bit away from the oil just so we don't have any overflow. Let's bring this over here. As you can see, some potatoes. That was actually really easy to pierce. Yeah. If I can get another one, we'll see. Okay, so potato. Pierceable. There's a little bit of give, so I'm going to let it go probably 3 or 4 more minutes. I cut them really thin, so they shouldn't take a super long time. We're sitting at 220 on our oil over here. Because even if our meatloaf gets done quickly, or quicker than we expect, the nice thing is, it isn't the end of the world because we should let that baby rest. Hey, Archangel 13, how you doing? You having a good Sunday? We're multitasking a bunch of different things for our meal. I'm good. It's actually 12. That's not too late. Our potatoes are about done. We're heating up some oil because we're going to do some fried onion strings.
You see your nail?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking to right now. Our meatloaf's at 100 degrees. Once it hits 160, we're going to pull it. We did just take it out to do a nice little barbecue sauce glaze. This is a local barbecue. And then we're going to do some gravy. And then I've got the green beans just waiting to start whenever. So as we wait for the stuff to fry, I've basically just started doing the dishes. But yeah, I'm having a decent day. I start midnights tonight. Gravy. Yeah, I love gravy with meatloaf. I don't know. There's a lot of people who are like, what do you call it? Ketchup only. Which, I mean, I like ketchup on meatloaf, but it's not my preferred. That goes here. There. Gravy's just good on everything. I 100% agree with you. So you start midnight. So does that mean this is like the start of your workday? That's a tough schedule. My dad used to work third shift. It was good money, but it was tough on his body. I can sure you can imagine. All right, we're at 277. I'm going to go ahead and pull this. So let's move you guys back over here. Turn the potatoes off. That's a little hot. Yes, it's my Monday today. I got bumped off day shift, so I guess I'll write it out. I only got 10 years before I can retire, so I might write it out. 10 years? Man. What do you do? There we go. These potatoes stopped being red. I'm a correctional lieutenant at a women's max prison. Oh, wow. Honestly, that sounds really interesting. One of the guys I work with used to be a parole officer, and his stories were kind of nuts. I can imagine yours are even more so. All right.
Who used to do that?
You worked with somebody who was a correctional person?
Now they do recruiting and stuff for us.
I hope they don't recruit from the prison.
No.
I know. That was
Their husband, though, that was at the correctional facility. They both worked there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say one of them was the inmate. I was like, how did that pass a background check?
No, they both worked there. And then maybe the husband was the correctional officer. She did something else there, but she worked at it.
I'm going to throw an absolute metric butt ton of butter in here, and it's going to be awesome. That's about a stick of butter for Kerrygold. It has its moments. Yeah, I believe that. All right. So we got our butter melting. We're going to throw some garlic powder in there, make some garlic potatoes. Those are going to be super garlicky, and they're going to be awesome. Black pepper, because yes. It looks like a lot, but it really mixes all over. I'm going to go easy on the salt because we did have salted water. So we can always add more salt. Let's not ruin it. I did that with some nutmeg one time. I felt terrible having a bunch of potatoes that neither one of us wanted to eat. Oh my god, that's hot. Sorry, I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. There's already butter in it. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk too. But I'm just gonna let that kind of steam for a minute. We're almost back to the temperature. Gotta have that butter. I like to throw some green onions in my mashed potatoes. I mean, that would be awesome. I just don't have any. If I literally looked at green onions today and went, oh, I don't need them, but that was a mistake. Okay, so next up, we're going to do our gravy as soon as we start getting this fried. I want to get these fried and then do the gravy because the gravy requires a full arm whisking the entire time. So, the dog just sigh.
Yeah, he barked and ran to the door, and then he got frustrated and stood up, and now he's walking with me.
Classic buddy. All right, we just hit 350. All right, so here's our red onions that has basically just been sitting in buttermilk. Here's our flour mixture. which is all-purpose flour, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cayenne. I'm looking down in your suggestions, boss, and someone says you need to make your own bacon. Yeah. They wanted me to buy a slab and make bacon. I still intend to do that. I actually have a frozen slab of bacon right now. Or pork belly, excuse me. I have 2 pork bellies in my freezer just waiting to use. Yeah. I made pork belly adobo, and it was awesome. I'm going to need a wet hand and a dry hand for this for sure. But yeah, look at those crispies. They look delicious. It's going to smell like a bloomin' onion in here, and I am all for it. But I am going to go a little bit larger with the onions. I put way too many onions in here. We'll see how that looks. I just did onion rings and fried chicken last night for school. I mean, that's some of my favorite stuff right there. I hope I didn't screw up by throwing all this in here like this. No, well, the temperature definitely dropped. I just meant I threw all bunch of onions in here instead of doing them individually. So we're gonna see if this just turns into a giant, like, craggly, nasty mess, or if it comes out delicious. It did take a bunch of my flour, though. So we'll see how it comes out. I'm concerned I may have screwed it up, but there's plenty of other onions. The unfortunate part is that the hand that I use to get stuff out with is the one that I have to use to mix. What? I could, but I won't. Could, but I won't. We got some good looking ones here, though, so there's at least that. I feel like that's gonna look like an elephant ear when it's done. Yeah, that's my concern, but I also have a ton more of onions in everything that we use to make it. So if I just make one that looks terrible and then have to, you know, fall on that grenade and just eat it, I will. Sorry about that. Here's what we got. The temperature dropped pretty substantially on that, so we're going to let that come back up. I had a potato jump ship, but for the most part, they all stayed in. which is unusual for me. Just need a little bit of milk. Ooh, those potatoes are bussin'. It will eat the same. It will eat the same. I'm just trying to make sure it like comes out pretty though. I know that's not a huge deal, but it would be nice. All right, we're at 343. We just got to get it back to a little bit over 350. I'm gonna try one of these though. Oh, those are tasty. Yeah, look how they came out.
Those are tasty.
Yeah.
It tastes like a blue onion.
Good job. Thanks. My wife approved. They do need a little bit of salt.
Definitely. Yeah, they do need a little.
I like the breading. Yeah, the breading is actually really good. And it's just all-purpose flour and buttermilk, so like the same thing you do with your fried chicken. But it was surprisingly needed more salt, which I mean, when you think about, you know, all right. When you think about fried things, you don't usually anticipate them needing more salt. All right, I'm doing my best to kind of let them crumble apart. All right, let's stick with that. Well, the nice thing about this is I don't have to worry about, anything raw. Because no germ. Well, I mean, other than, you know what I think there's going to be some big clusters in here. They must use a mandolin to do this in restaurants because there's nowhere near the, like, cutting size that you see on normal restaurants. These cook so quickly, too. I would like to have a mandolin. Me too. I do hear a lot of stories about people, like, seriously injuring themselves and then never using them again. I even watched my dad do it one time. But they're so useful, and if you're smart about it, then you won't have that issue. Wow, the temperature drop on this was substantial, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this up quite a bit. My wife is here to eat more onion straws. I salted them, so they should be a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get the temperature back up, but these are pretty much done. Share. I do. These are essentially more for her than anything. I actually don't mind that some of these clump together because they're like a more interesting texture. I more care that a bunch of the breading didn't go with it, which is sad. Alright, yeah. So, clearly a little bit darker because these were fried at a lower temperature. We're going to have that fixed. What's stuck to your sock?
A little, like, pricker things from the dog park. Were they in my purse?
Who's to say? Alright. Salt it when it comes out. That's how you make it taste good. Alright, we're already back up to 307. Looks nice and crispy. Yeah, I'm going to be trying some of every batch as we make them. I'm also going to see if I can't, like, pre-separate these out a little bit more. But the flavor, man, ooh. These are exactly what you think they taste like. Oh. That second batch is better. So when I mixed it, I think a lot of the seasoning went to the bottom. Mm-hmm. And so these have got a lot of the seasoning that I put in it. Not that the other one didn't, but these ones are like very seasoned. And they are addicting. Mm. Yeah. Now look at these bad boys.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This is my dredge hand.
Yeah, I could tell.
So, our mashed potatoes are done. They are hot. Did have to add a little bit of milk to help bring it together, but they should still be a little chunky. I know you're hungry, but you can't just eat straws the whole time.
I walked away.
You walked away after I turned around and watched you.
I already walked away.
You can have as many as you want once it's dinner time.
I know.
And I was worried these wouldn't get eaten.
There's so much good food.
There is going to be so much good food. My goal with this stream was to try and replicate like a nicer meatloaf at a restaurant. The meatloaf looks really good. We still got about 30 minutes left because we're hitting at 127. We are aiming for that 160. All right, we just hit 352. Yeah, we're basically out of flour after this. I'm okay with the clumps to some degree. God dang it. So they're tied. We have the local football game on in the background, and it has not been a great game. I don't think I can talk about it much just because the NFL's weird about that kind of stuff. This actually is going a lot easier than when I tried to make fried shallots, because I burned the crap out of them. But there was no breading, so you were just waiting for them to start to turn golden brown and then just go. I think the breading here is a big hint and a big help. I missed my game today, but they won. Who do you root for, or who do you support? We like the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, because we're from Kansas City. I grew up on them, but they leave, which they sound like they may. Then I'll have to find a new team. The Bears. I appreciate that. I like the Bears. They haven't been like a particularly great team all the time. Like they've had a lot of rough patches, but they've got a great history as a team. Look at this gorgeous meatloaf. We're gonna do another glaze. First, we're going to pull these out. I was really worried that this spider was not going to be able to catch all these. And it's been working great. Have you been a lifetime Bears fan, or is this a like recent thing? Well, you said it's 12 o'clock Monday morning, so does that put you in the UK or Germany? Europe for sure. Back in she goes. Lifetime Bears. Nice. No, the number at the end of my name is 12, not 13. Oh. I thought you were saying it was 12 where you were, as in your time. Okay. Gotcha. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Yeah, let me cook. I actually live in Illinois. Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense why you're a Bear fan. Alright. We're going to have to make more dredge. And I haven't started on my stock at all, which is fine. Let's see. It's cayenne, paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, and salt. Those were the flavorings. I've been to Arrowhead years ago, and it's a great stadium. Yeah, I love the stadium. I'm just sad what their, the chance that they may leave to look for greener pastures. Our stadium is so old, it doesn't have, like, ADA compliance, but it was grandfathered in. So they can't do, like, major renovations without having to bring that up to standard. So the only option is to do, like, small time changes or build a new stadium. But nobody wants to pay for a new stadium for them. Because they wanted to contribute less than half and get the rest through taxes, which I feel like as a multi-billionaire, they can contribute more or equal to at least half, considering all the benefits they get from it. Wait, skipper, out. Alright, got our new dredge. Yeah, that's how the Soldier Field is, and exactly what they're trying to do in Chicago, too. Yeah, because I want the team to stay. I like having a hometown team, and the Chiefs have been really good, but I don't like the way that it's done, where the expectation is it should come more from the city. And I understand the argument about, economic benefit and stuff like that, but there's a lot of studies out there that show that the economic benefit from relocating a stadium or building a new stadium is actually really low. Like, it's good for about 4 or 5 years, but then at that point, all those jobs even out. So, I don't know. Ooh, well. Ooh, these look like they are crispy. I sometimes wish that, like, doing fried chicken was this easy. I mean, essentially it's the same process. It's just, I always feel like it's more labor intensive. I've actually never been to any other football stadium in the country. We almost went to. No, that's not right. It was a baseball game because it wasn't. Football hadn't started yet. We almost went and saw a Twins game. That's what I was thinking of. My wife's visited a bunch of baseball stadiums. She's gone to like 9 or 10 of them. How many did you do? You've been to 15 of them? Yeah. You did 8 in a trip and just like hit a bunch of them, which is pretty cool. Ow. All right. You're missing out. Me and my buddies are trying to see every stadium to watch the Bears. I want to go for the stadium food, if I'm being completely honest. I just don't ever travel anywhere where there's a football game going, because we always travel like in the winter, like into playoffs when prices are astronomical, and then like in the early summer when there aren't games being played. I'm not a big baseball guy. My wife loves it. I'll sit through a football game. But I like hockey. I love watching hockey. I don't know a thing about it, but we have a local team that I enjoy watching. And they're fun. Alright. That will stay out. That can go up here. Paprika. Alright, we've got one more batch of onion straws. There we go. Man. I should not make this. Now you've got me snacking on. They are snackable in this pair. That's why I'm like, ugh. I gotta stop. Honestly, I'm just really happy with how they came out. I was really worried that they would be like terrible. Who knew? If we were Costco, I had bought another bag of flour. Don't do that. Stop it. I have to head out, but I'll catch you next time. Hope it all turns out good. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the support and the chatting. Have a good weekend and good luck on your nights. Got one little bit more. Great. We're 1.4. Alright, I got my mushrooms going. I'm just trying to get them a little bit brown. Got my fry away. All right. Okay. There's the last of the fries. All right. Onions are cooking. Get everything else kind of cleaned up while we're finished. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with these. Let's go ahead and pull them. Actually, I'm not happy. They look a little light. Let's I'm losing mushrooms left and right. My wife must be so happy. There we go. Give this a stir. Turn off the heat. Alright, time for butter. We're really close to being done. Just flip the tape. What do I have you looking at that? Come on over here. Ooh, don't do that. Alright. Got our butter. I'm just going to add just a little bit more. That was about 2 tablespoons. I wanted 3, so. More. One, two. About 3 tablespoons of flour. We're going to make our roux. Okay, this is a little dry. Alright. So what we want to do is just cook the flour a little bit, get the raw flavor out. And then we're going to add our stock and seasonings. Beef bouillon paste, beef. Try and add some bigger flavors. And we're going to do this until we have a gravy. Just add a little bit at a time. Whisk, let it heat up, thicken. And then we'll season it for taste at the end. How's your Sunday going? It's going well. I saw your team won, so congrats. We're about 90% done with this meal. I'm making a mushroom gravy. I made some awesome fried onions. We have some mashed potatoes, and then we got some green beans. The meatloaf is about 10 minutes away from being pulled from the oven. How's your Sunday been? Barely, Elmo. We should have lost, and it looks good. Yeah, your team did. Our team is currently trying to lose. They have played terribly. Did you see the Georgia-Alabama game last night? I stayed up and watched it with Morgan, at least for the second half, when they tried to throw. Hey, bud, get. Green beans are about to be done. Go ahead and start adding some black pepper. Not a gravy without a bunch of black pepper. Little Worcestershire sauce. Hey, get out of here, boy. Out. Go. It ain't your time. It's a beautiful, silky, savory looking gravy. Alright. Still have a little bit more beef stock I want to get in there, but for the most part, we are at the right consistency. It's looking pretty. Alright, now it's starting. No, I don't watch college football. Oh, what happened? My Sunday has been chill, no complaints there. Chiefs look off this year for real. I haven't watched all their games, but it's been a slow start. But that's true for a lot of their seasons, if you're being completely honest. What happened was the Alabama came out swinging and had a whole bunch of stuff that went their way. And then, what was it, like 28-0 or something?
Yeah.
And then threw it away and nearly lost the game. Yeah, Georgia came. Yeah. It was actually a pretty nutso game because you would have figured at halftime they were, like, for sure. But Georgia came out and like actually adjusted, made good plays, and Alabama just did the same thing they always do. Which, while it worked in the first half, it barely didn't. All right, let's taste this for seasoning. That's pretty good beef gravy. It's a little light. A little bit more salt, honestly. So Alabama still won. Boo. I mean, that first half of the game, they looked like Alabama of old. They, yeah. When you compare the two halves, yeah, yeah. I mean, at that point, I'd already gone upstairs in the last 2 minutes. But it was down to it because what? Didn't they win by like 4 points or something? 3 points? Won by a touchdown. Like it was close. What's on the money? Let this thicken up again. Oh, we hit our internal. Yeah. I'm getting to you. I'm getting to you. Let you guys stay there. The fall of the Alabama Empire will be enjoyed by all. And whenever it happens, there's the green beans. What'd you say?
Why Grant gotta be such a hater? Everybody hates Alabama, except for us Alabama fans.
What are onion straws? Can you turn the camera off?
What do you mean for onion straws?
He doesn't eat out, remember?
Oh yeah. They're delicious is what they are.
So that meatloaf probably needs to sit for probably
Oh, I
5-10 minutes before we cut it.
Yeah.
All right. Mashed red potato, gravy, green beans, meatloaf, and a mess.
Have you not had like deep fried onion straws? Deep fried onions, yeah. Battered and fried onions.
They're called onion straws because they're like individual for the most part.
Yeah. They're very poppable. Never seen them, but they look good.
I think you understand them from context clues. Okay.
Come on, Carter.
Oh. Did you get pictures of everything?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you're good. That will have to sit though.
I know.
You went with a bowl?
What?
You went with a bowl?
Yeah, I have a very particular design I'm going for.
Okay. I'm going for a plate.
You are welcome.
And maybe I should feed the dog too. Okay, that's not really.
No, the potatoes have been.
I meant the bowl.
Oh.
That they're in.
It was.
I'm sure. Such a sigh out of the dog.
Okay, so my plan is to. Nice meat. Thanks. My plan is to put a piece of meatloaf over the top,
Yeah.
some gravy, and then onion straws. And then we've got some parsley to sprinkle over the top.
Yeah.
I think that'll look really good and taste really good and be really good.
Yeah.
You want me to cut it on there, or would you want me to move it to something else to cut it on there?
It's whatever you want to do. Whatever is easiest for you.
Well, generally I would use. Hey, the fly's at the door. Okay, the fly was at the door. I would use the wood one that's underneath here.
Sorry.
That's fine. You know, there's other food too, you know?
Yeah?
Okay. Just wanted to let you know there were options.
I understand.
Is that your butter knife
Yeah.
that you use for butter?
Yeah. But it had been sitting out. I thought it would bother you.
Well, I do want a clean area over there so you can sit down and eat. There's a penalty. So while we wait for things to cool, I am doing dishes. The hand wash stuff. The dishwasher is empty.
Thank you.
We're just eating potatoes.
I'm eating green beans too.
She's lying.
No?
Never seen her eat a green bean in my life. But yeah. Hey, Morgan, door. It's at the door. It's at the bottom. Just open it. And then shoot. Yeah, fly extraction complete.
I'm pretty sure it went out.
It looked like it went out.
I thought I saw it go out.
Okay. Time to pull the thermometer. That's a meaty boy. Or you'll fall down. That's cool too. Loaf. Do you put ketchup in your meatloaf? My family does, and it's so weird. No, there's no ketchup in this meatloaf, but I have eaten it that way, and I don't think it's weird. I think it's perfectly fine. Morgan doesn't like ketchup.
Correct.
So we use barbecue sauce instead.
Delicious.
Yeah, so just whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is, I just go with that. I'm really glad you cleaned this knife so I can dirty it.
Yep.
What end do you want? Or I guess I should ask, where do I want to cut a piece from?
Yeah.
Are you okay with eating an end piece?
Yeah.
Is that too big?
No. Here, let me bring you my plate. Do you want to rest long enough?
Yeah. I cut some thick slices. It's probably too much.
Yeah, you probably need to cut that one in half. Please for the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
As long as you get a good slice of it. And then
Tell me how
I
you
would
want
lay
to
it that way,
That's
like just
fine.
like you have it. You want it in contrast with the green beans. They're kind of the other way.
Yeah. Well, I laid them all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you want to get a picture of it like this before we...
Do more?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean before I start eating more of my food?
You're allowed to eat. I know you're hungry.
Is that... Is that kind of the picture you were envisioning?
Yes.
Yeah. I took another one like this.
That works.
Yeah. And don't do it this way. Do it like at an angle or something. Yeah. Perfect. You're basically trying to layer it so that you can see everything still.
We can clean around the edges.
I can't see that from this side, so it's okay. Are you trying to pile them, or are you wanting them to kind of fall off?
They can fall off. I just wanted like a pile on top and then some hanging off. I suppose I can use some of the more crumbly ones.
Yeah, you want, actually, put some of them, no, stop it. Yeah.
Does that look good?
I think so. Look good, Grant?
Those green beans look so good. They are good. And then I'm okay with just sprinkling this all over, right?
Did you already eat all your food? Yeah. Don't go too heavy. Like, just do a light dusting. Let me take a picture, and then you can do what you want.
Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah, see?
Try that. Yeah, you're acting like you're starving. You're gonna make everyone think I don't feed you.
I'm just hungry.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. And here I thought the onion straws were going to be too many. I thought it would be such a hit.
It came out good.
All of it or just
All of it. This is such a good meal.
You haven't even eaten it yet.
I've eaten every part of it. I've eaten something of everything.
Alright.
Yeah.
Why would it be? Drink. I need the chat. I need a fork. I need to sit down. There's truly not a ton of mushrooms in it.
As long as you can't see me on camera devouring the food, then we're good.
They shouldn't see you.
Shoving my face.
We've all been there.
I like how, like, nice and professional your bowl looks, and then there's my plate.
What can you do? I wanted a very pretty meatloaf.
Yeah.
Like my other meatloaf is one of my favorite pictures I've ever done.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
So I'm beyond excited for this.
Yeah.
Was the meatloaf good?
Yep.
Ooh. What a bite.
It's a good meal. Everything is tasty.
I should have put more gravy on it.
Do you want more gravy?
Yes, please. Verdict is, it's awesome. Did I get some mushroom? I got a mushroom.
You got a mushroom.
There we go. Thank you. I
10
mean,
out of 10. 17 out of 17.
yeah. Here's a bite with about, well, there was a bite with about everything. Mushroom, gravy, green bean, mashed potatoes, and onion straw. Like, this is like quintessential like home cooking. That's a good bite. It is a good bite. The green beans still have a little bit of a snap to them. I'm pretty sure it's the meatloaf that's got a little bit of a kick. How do you make the onions? Literally the easiest thing in the world, Grant. You take a red onion, or you can do white onion, or a yellow onion, like a sweet yellow onion if you wanted a sweeter version.
Take an onion.
Take an onion. You cut the end that's not the root. You keep the root on. Cut that end off, the other end off, so you can stabilize it. Cut it in half. Peel off the outer layer on both. And then with the root in, cut and make slices so that you have like a semicircle, an arch. Do that. I did 2 onions and it made a ton, so I would just stick to 1 onion. But then break apart the layers so that they're individual strands and put it in a container.
Strand.
Yeah. Then all you do is you literally pour buttermilk over the onions, enough to make sure they're submerged. And then you just take a bunch of flour, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, cayenne, salt and pepper. And you mix it. Make sure there's a lot of spice. And then you mix it, and then you just drop your onions into the powder and then straight into the fryer. So 350 for about 3 minutes until they're golden brown. Yeah, you're making a dredge like you would the fried chicken. And then take them out, put them on a wire rack or paper towel, and then sprinkle a little bit of salt over them. But taste it first. Make sure that they aren't too salty. And then they'd be good on hamburgers. They'd be good as a side. They basically taste like a bloomin' onion. Because, I mean, essentially is what a bloomin' onion is, except they're smaller.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Everyone's had bloomin' onion. I'm sold. Yeah, it's super easy. It took no time and very little effort.
It came out really good.
Mm-hmm. This meatloaf's really good. Meatloaf's got good flavor. The mushrooms are really nicely cooked. The gravy's beefy. Excuse me, I just took a very big bite.
We somehow won.
I don't know what it is about Travis Kelce's haircut or the fact that he looks like that, but he looked like an old man.
He had a much better game today.
Mahomes or Kelce?
Kelsey.
Was Taylor there?
They never showed her.
Thank God. Was your end piece delicious?
Yeah.
The end piece, unlike bread, which is the worst piece, I think the end piece is the best piece on a meatloaf. It has the most, it gets caramelized from like whatever sauce you've got on it.
Yeah.
So it's got the most flavor. And it's like every bite is an edge piece.
I'm going to turn this off now.
Yeah. I'm more just looking at it because there's not a lot of activity going on Twitch. And you're staring at it, so. Although the dog is pouting by the fridge, probably wants ice.
I gave him some. Did he eat though?
Yes. I went a little too heavy on the mashed potatoes, but I wanted a nice base. Would your parents eat this? Okay.
Absolutely. They'd eat all of it. My mom would eat the green beans. No, she eats green beans. They'd eat all of this.
I just have to use a barbecue sauce that wasn't spicy.
Just don't give them an piece.
Omit the cayenne that I put on everything.
Yeah.
Which is part of my favorite. But
yeah.
It is what it is.
You'd have to tone it down for my dad. Okay.
You calling it?
I've eaten a lot of food.
You were hungry.
I want to keep eating.
Just last week, you didn't eat anything. Oh, how the times are changing. I about had everything timed relatively perfectly. Mashed potatoes had to sit for a little bit, but other than that, not too bad. I am genuinely surprised that the Chiefs are 4-0, though.
Yeah. There's been multiple games where we haven't played great.
I mean, we've had a whole season where we didn't play great, and we still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm not mad.
You just have to be lucky.
Yeah.
At the end and just have things go your way. Genuinely, that's a lot of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. I'm going to want to nap so hard after this.
Uh-huh.
You have homework, or what's your plan now that the game's over?
Nothing.
Okay.
I need to go swap laundry.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Vikings #1 skull. I don't know what that means.
That's what they say.
Like the chewing tobacco?
No.
My dad used to do that. Greg says Halo time. Oh yeah, weren't you supposed to play with Cole? And him?
They said this weekend sometime, but they didn't say when.
Maybe this is them telling you when. You gonna be late home this week at all?
Yeah. Remember?
No.
Wednesday. I'll be coming from Arrowhead.
Oh yeah.
So I have my hoopla Tuesday, but I'm gonna work from home after.
And you're working from home Thursday.
And then I'm working from home Thursday. But we have the offsite Wednesday afternoon, so I'll come back from Arrowhead.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Cole was busy yesterday. He went to the Porter Robinson concert and said it was sick. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
But why is he a porter? Could he not get a job as a valet? What? All right, folks. Although, I think it's just Grant.
You can have a liquor.
It could be. I hope so. That'd be nice. They saw a delicious meal. This came out really good. And I'm glad there's leftovers.
Yeah, lunch is going to be so tasty.
Yeah. But I think we're going to call it here. There's still a decent amount of cleanup. I've got at least 3 more dishes I got to hand wash whenever they cool. But this was really good. And was very filling and very home style. Even though mine kind of looked more like fancy restaurant plating, which I was happy about. I think it was very pretty. But tomorrow we're going to come back. Sorry, I missed the beginning. Nice to see the finished product, though. No, you're good, man. We started right around the time the Chiefs game started.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Feel better?
A little bit, yeah. But the plan tomorrow is to do pan-seared pork chops with an apple pan sauce and rice pilaf. Excuse me, rice pilaf and roasted butternut squash. And then Tuesday, the plan is to do bison burgers with, what the heck would I pick? Hold on, I wrote it down. I always write down the schedule of things so I can forget. Baked beans. I'm going to make some baked beans. Oh, excuse me. The butternut squash is with the bison burgers. It is not with the pork chops. It'll just be pork chops and rice pilaf. But Tuesday will be bison burgers with butternut squash, and I'm going to attempt to make baked beans from scratch. We'll see how that works. Well, I say from scratch, but I'm going to buy a can of beans, and then I'm going to turn them into barbecue baked beans. They're like normal beans, not like the already like bush beans. Whatever. Just tune in. We'll see if anything comes from it or if it's just a disaster. Sounds like good meals coming up. Yeah, I've kind of thought about these for a couple of days leading up to this. I very rarely get a brain blast like that, but I'll take it when I can get it. You can see our beautiful dog, Skipper. Oh, the sun is hitting you terribly.
Oh, the camera.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. But oh, that's perfect. Appreciate everyone who chatted, hung out, lurked. Throw me a follow if you enjoyed what you saw. We do cooking streams Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday between 3 and 4, and then 5 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday. That's Central Time. Check out the Discord if you want to see any of the recipes. I post them there and pictures of what we make. Same with Instagram for the pictures. And then check out the YouTube or the Twitch page for any of the VODs, the old stuff we've made. But I appreciate all you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. We are going to go raid somebody. If Chow is still on, we are going to raid her. If not, we'll find somebody else. But appreciate you guys, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Cool.
You want ice, bud?
What?
Talk with the dog.